Hello and welcome back to the Podcast of Steel, the Look Up series where I'm talking as much as possible about this incredible movie. It's out now, we can say that, and many of us have seen it. And today's guest has as well. Paco Hernández, welcome back to the show. It was only a few episodes where you were a special guest. Now you're back to talk more about this film, so thank you for that, sir.
No, thank you. I'm very grateful to repeat again. I love your blog and podcast. I'm really happy to be here after to see the movie.
Yes, we talked so much before about the fact that we are so excited, but we are done now. We have seen it. The film is out there, and we can talk about it. When did you get to see it, Paco?
Last Tuesday. No, yeah. Tuesday? No, yes, I think last Tuesday. The premiere in Madrid, here in Spain. This kind of events with a lot of people, influencers, journalists, etc. And it was very amazing because the feeling before to see the movie, it was people nervous, excited, because there was a lot of fans of Superman. Even they are maybe actors, directors, actresses, they love the character. And they all wanted to see a movie like this, so they enjoy a lot. The feedback I received after the movie, it was very good. The people was with a big smile in their faces, after the movie. So great.
It is wonderful, the fact that I am hearing from so many different people. I mean, I was so grateful that I loved this film. There was, there's always a chance that I might not like certain aspects, but I loved this film and everything about it, and I've been talking about it non-stop with people that can listen. I'm sure I've been boring friends and family members because I haven't stopped talking. But the fact that people around the world are seeing it now at early screenings and special Amazon fan events, but the feedback coming back is so positive. We've had the Rotten Tomatoes score, which is always sometimes quite controversial. But we're hearing from the fans. That's what I wanted to hear from. People that are lovers of movies, people that are lovers of the character. And of course you, Paco, I was waiting for your review because you looked fantastic on the red carpet. I was loving
thank
that. You looked superb. I thought I'm representing here today as well.
Yes, with that shit, yes. I was.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen it on a jumper now as well. So I've seen a sweatshirt. I think another thing to get added to the collection. But we will get into that later on. There's also something that I would like to talk to you about your collection. But what did you love about this film, Paco?
The most I love is that it's Superman. It's a movie about Superman that they take from a comic book and put on the big screen. You are watching a comic.
Yes.
No? And the movie doesn't need references to other movie. I think it's the first time we don't see things that I've watched before in Superman movies. I think it's almost totally different, all the movie, no, and all the characters, and I don't know if I can say spoilers or not.
Yeah. Oh, we can. Yeah, I say we'll leave some spoilers to the end. There are some big ones in there. But
I wait.
Good man. Thank you, Paco. I appreciate that.
Thank you. So I love the movie because I was watching a Superman movie, taking the words from Javier Olivares. You met him last week.
Yes.
He said it's like my inner child watch the movie again, no? Discover Superman again, and that's the feeling. Yes.
So I was speaking from Paul from DC World, and he said, I'm almost 50, but watching this film, it was like being a kid again. Yeah. But having the knowledge of the character and having that, we've been watching films our whole lives, so we know what's good and what's not and what excites us. But there was something about this film that did just grab that inner child and think, look, this is amazing. This is what we've been waiting for. And the fact that it is about Superman as well, this character that we all adore, and perhaps in the past, some films have given us some elements of the story we want and have missed in other places. But with this film, it was just, there was excitement, there was great story, there was great effects, there was comedy and horror and delight. But finding that inner child is great. And we've been talking about that this week, about how so many people around the world, David Corenswet will be their first Superman. He will be their introduction to Superman movies, and that is a great stepping stone. I love that.
Yes, and the movie has his own personality. I know. You see the Gunn things, the James Gunn things, but it's his movie. You have to see these things. It's his touch, no?
Yes.
It's something inherent to the movie, but I love the way they did it with the movie, with the characters, the story, everything.
I think many of us around the world now, whether we've been stuck in a cave or living under a rock, we know the story of Superman. We know Krypton blew up. We know he was adopted by two Earthlings. But we still had that introduction to the characters with that introduction, almost like Star Wars with the text on the screen.
Yes,
but
I love that.
It was very nice. And then 3 minutes ago, Superman lost his first battle. I was like, he's coming. That introduction scene with the fortress was gorgeous. I absolutely adored that. But yes, we know the story. We don't need to be force-fed that and have 20 minutes to half an hour of the film wasted where we want to get straight into the action. And we did. It was action-packed from the get-go. And there was loud moments, there was exciting moments, but there were also some quiet moments with Lois and Clark, or Lois with his parents, which absolutely just got me right in the heart. But I just had fun watching it, which is what I feel the bare minimum of a cinematic experience is that you should enjoy it. But again, without too many spoilers, Paco, what were some of your favourite scenes from the movie?
Okay, the most touching moments. That part at the end that Superman's talk with Luthor. And did that speech about what's Superman. And I love special effects, crypto, no, all of that. But I think the point of this movie is all defined in a little moments, in a little sentences. Lois, in a moment of the movie, said one sentence that defines Superman. And I love that the movie is all defined in a little moment that take care a lot of it, about what Superman is, the meaning, responsibility, and the characters. All these words. Even Lex Luthor is the same. With Lex Luthor is the same, no? And I think this is the is not an scene, is all that moments that I love. I think they are most important that a great action moment, no? I mean, you understand what I mean?
I do. I find it the same. I've been trying to pick out favourite moments from the film, like top 5 scenes, and I can't do it. I've only seen it twice now. So today is the 10th of July. Tomorrow in the UK is the 11th, and we get this film. It is in cinemas. We can go to cinemas whenever we like and watch this film. I'm going in at 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 7:30. Sorry, 3 times, so I can't count. I'm so excited. There are scenes that I'm really looking forward to watching again. There are other scenes that I'm looking forward to feeling emotional about again.
Yes.
There are scenes I'm wanting to laugh at, and ones that I want to take note of how people say certain lines. Because as you said, it's in those quiet moments when you get an understanding of the character. That 10-minute scene of Lois and Clark where they interview each other, that for me was such a beautiful way to talk about their relationship, where it's quite budding, it's quite new, but also learning more about not only Lois's love and passion for journalism and getting the story out there, but Clark's responsibility for being Superman. When he shouts and gets angry, just saying, I just want to save people. I can't let people die. And then Lois saying, well, I need to put a story out there. I need you to make sure that you're being a hero for the right reasons. But yes, and then, as you said, those quiet moments where we see Lois and Clark talking. That scene where he was putting his boots on, that was completely different to that original poster that we got. That was amazing.
I think it's the most large scene of the movie. I think is, but they are giving a lot of information. All the movie is plenty of information. This movie, and that scene, I think you received about the relationship, the moment they are the world, the moment that how is that Superman, how their feelings, the super that with hashtag super.
Yes, that? I like that. That got a lot of laughter in the cinema. I was liking that. They were. I would say that when I saw this for the second time, it was on in Tuesday in London, and it was in a huge theatre in London, and I've never seen this theatre filled up to the brim before. They had to open a separate cinema to play it on a different screen. But the amount of laughter and cheering and gasping, I've heard that in many films before, and it's a fantastic thing to experience.
Yep.
I've never experienced that with a Superman film. Just to see those titles glow up and that magic title card to come out of the screen, much like the 78 version, and then people applaud when they see that Superman logo. It's just, yes this feels right.
Great. And it's a great homage to the Superman the movie. I think is maybe the few one is one of the most important, the logo, with the titles, with the colors, and the you know, how they arrive to the screen, no? I think it's the same way.
Yes, it's the same sort of that 3D effect where it comes out and sort of.
Yeah.
I think James Gunn used it a while back in one of his first trailers, and sort of, you know, the 78 fans came out that would have thought, oh, he's doing something new here, but respecting that Donner visual cut. But hearing people cheer and clap for Superman and Krypto was fantastic. But what I liked about this film also is, you may feel the same way, there were lots of other characters in this film, and I was perhaps at first concerned that they would get lost in the storyline, but they didn't. It was done so well. But I wanted as much Superman as possible with this film because I'm greedy, and that's what I was expecting to see. But what I loved about the fact that when Superman wasn't in a scene or in a location, the action and the story was still revolving around him.
Yes.
People were doing things for Superman, or they were going after Superman. That was a fantastic touch for me. What other characters really stood out for you in this film, Paco?
Oh, Engineer. I love a lot Engineer. What a big and villain she played. I think she was amazing. The character, the energy they had, how they use her powers to try to stop Superman. Engineer Lex Luthor, of course. It's not the Lex Luthor I expected.
No.
I expected... No, it's not a bad thing. I expected a cold Lex Luthor. More quiet, more cold, you know? But...
Didn't get that.
Yes.
Didn't get that at all. Now, I love Lex Luthor. A hero is only as good as his villain.
Yes.
And growing up with Superman cartoons and the 78 and of Smallville was my love for Superman. I've really enjoyed each version of Lex. Nicholas Holt's version, it's the first version where I really disliked him.
Me too.
Wow. It was just the hatred that I had for him, not only going after Superman, but for Krypto. I wanted to boo at the screen and hiss when he appeared. I was like, that's good. But also, I couldn't get enough of him. I loved that portrayal. He was fantastic.
Me too. Even if not the Lex Luthor I was expected. So I love it. I love that character. And then Krypto, you know. The good boy, you know. Is the
very good boy. Very good boy, Paco.
The good boy, okay. I love the dog special effects. You can see his hair moving. And you can see as a borrow, you know, as a blur. You can see the hair moving. You can see the dog, all the details. It's not a blur dog. You understand me what I mean? No.
Yes.
It's very defined.
Very high def.
Yes.
So the first time I saw it was on a bit of a smaller screen, and I was just, everything was taking in. The second time was on an IMAX screen. And I was just, my head was just, I felt like Krypto running after those squirrels. I was just looking around, but looking at Krypto's fur, looking at his eyes, every little thing about him was so beautifully done. And that is, you know, that's the Legacy Effects crew doing fantastic work.
Yeah.
But also, I loved the robots in Superman's Fortress. By using CGI and real robot animatronics was... and I love Alan Tudyk. So hearing his voice was just perfect for the role of a robot. I'm looking forward to going back and seeing lots of scenes again. There are some parts that I really want to look out for. But that scene in the fortress, it could be one of my favourite representations of the Solitude, because it is such a wonderful, wonderful piece of set and also CGI. Every scene for me was great. Did you have a favourite location, Paco?
Or maybe it's not the most amazing,
Okay.
but I love Clark's room,
Oh,
you know, because it's the moment Lois realizes who the man is.
yes.
Because maybe she expected something with a character different, because with all that power, and she realized that Superman is more innocent, as you think, transparent, is as no is not, and she realizes in that moment that all he's talking about during the movie you have in his room around
Yes.
him, all the details, all the music, the etc. No, and I think it's a very important part of the movie, Clark's room.
I think that was about halfway through, and I was waiting for that scene the second time round on the big screen, because James Gunn has said this is the most Easter egg laden film he's ever done.
Yes.
So I was spotting most things. There's still a lot more that I need to look out for. But I was in his bedroom and I was trying to sort of look at all the pictures that he's got on his wall, what books he was reading. I was hoping to see a couple of books there that I know that Superman likes to read. But that moment, I'm a huge fan of Ma and Pa Kent in Superman, in comics.
Yes.
To have them both be alive in this film meant a lot to me, because in certain past, we talked about this previously, he loses his dad most of the time in comics, and sometimes he might lose his mum, and I thought by the look of it in the trailer with that sad scene between John and Superman, we were going to find out that Ma Kent had passed away. She hadn't, luckily, because we need to protect Ma Kent at all costs. She was such a fantastic Ma Kent when she was shouting into the telephone, and I'll go clean your boots. I was like, there, that's Ma Kent. That is the one that I want. But that little home back in Smallville, learning more about Superman. Again, you put it quite rightly. It was those quiet scenes where we get to see more of the character, which was beautiful. Now with this film, there were many exciting moments of battle and fighting and technology. What was your most exciting moment for you in this film, Paco?
Oh, I think the part that you see that he's Superman is the moment with the kaiju, because in that moment you realizes how it works. Superman, he doesn't work too hard the monster.
Yeah.
He wasn't kill the monster.
No.
He saves the chipmunk. He saves not a cat, you know. We all expected a cat.
No,
and that's a good one. And save all the people. Try to not destroy the city.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult work.
Yes.
So Superman is trying to do his best, and he can't. He can't.
He's trying to do everything.
Then yes, and you see the difference between Superman and the other superheroes. That how it works, Superman, and I love that moment, no, because there are a lot of information about Superman around that moment, how he fights the kaiju, how he do everything.
That was, I mean, we saw Superman doing a lot of work in that scene. Yes, we saw Guy, and we saw Hawkgirl, and we saw Mr. Terrific going and working as a team, and that was exciting. But Superman was doing most of the work there. He was literally carrying that kaiju and putting it down safely. But he mentioned, I don't want to kill it. I want to research it. I want to find out why it's here, who brought it here, what's it doing here. And that was a fantastic scene. For me, we've seen it in some TV spots, so it's not a trailer, but that Saturday morning cartoon moment when the foot comes down and he's underground, and then we see him ripple out.
Ah, okay.
And then he comes out. I thought, that's a Superman move. It's difficult to do with physics. So I want to know that pure strength behind him, that he's able to do that. And again, I was looking, like you, I was looking for every little detail, trying to spot what was going on at that certain moment. And there was so much to see.
As I said, the movie is plenty of information about Superman and characters. It's all there. All the explanations are there. All of them.
And again, we're not sort of spoon-fed information. It's like 6 months later or 6 months in the past. You can put your head around it. It's not too complicated. I did have a few predictions that were correct, but a few things still surprised me as well. We've said this before and we've heard it before, that it's not hard to write a Superman story. You just need to let Superman be Superman. We want to see him flying. We want to see him fighting and saving cities. And he does all that in this film whilst being funny, whilst being charming, whilst being intimidating. The acting of David Corenswet in this film was just superb.
I love it. Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. I did adore Nicholas Hoult and Rachel Brosnahan, and I thought Scarlett Gisondo was a brilliant Jimmy Olsen. I thought he would packed all that charm and he made that role his own. But for me, I'm there for Superman. So to have a fantastic... You can tell that David went to the same acting school as Christopher Reeve. He picked up some tips there, clearly. But David's performance as Clark and Superman really stood out for me.
Yeah, I didn't watch David Corenswet playing Superman. I watched Superman. You know, I didn't watch David. No, every time of the movie I watch Superman as I watch Christopher Reeve when I watch the movies. It's the same. In any moment of the movie, I was thinking that actor is playing Superman. I thought it's Superman. Everything, every minute is Superman. Is there, no? We have there, no? And I love that David. I think it's superb, as you said.
he is super. And I love that they put it. He's not playing Superman. He is Superman. Many people have said, no, this is a comic book movie come to life. We've heard that phrase before, but I've never really felt it. With this, it was vibrant. It was bright. There were such mystical things happening on screen, different environments and different settings, and it was just. I felt like I was turning the pages for each new scene. Waiting for Superman to react to a punch or an explosion, and wanting to get to the end of the story to find out how he would get out of that situation. And it was such a fun ride to be on.
Yes, I don't know how to describe the sensation, because when I finished watching the movie, I was still processing for hours. I think maybe trying to remember. Tomorrow I have to do today the video with spoilers for tomorrow.
Right, good luck.
But I'm trying to remember everything. Maybe I will do another video, but and I think I'm sure the movie is plenty of details, Easter eggs, because James Gunn is one of the things of James Gunn. But
he loves those.
Yes, I even realized the number of Easter eggs that we had on this movie.
There's lots that I'm sure there's going to be some that not everybody gets. I'm sure James Gunn would have kept a few back just for himself, just so that he can have that little one up on everybody else. But wherever I go, I take a Daily Planet little journal, and I'm always filling out. So there's lots of spoiler notes and sort of very messy notes in my book. But I was trying to write them down each time. And
I will do the next time. I will do the next time.
I mean, my writing is very messy at the best of times, but include that being in the dark, and when I'm very excited, sometimes I forget my book, so I write it on my hand. So I was there writing notes down, thinking, Superman said what? But it's such a fun movie that it is enjoyable multiple times, and I hope people do go back and see it lots more times, so it keeps those numbers up. I already think though it's doing financially quite well, which is always nice to hear. It is very early days, but what I'm enjoying is the fact that when I sat down for my screening on Tuesday, my review went live midway because all my posts were scheduled because there were so many embargoes. But when I got out, I saw that everybody else's reviews had done well, and that on Rotten Tomatoes and lots of websites it was doing so well. And I thought, that's great. We still want to get people saying, though, that reviews have been paid for and we are shills and paid influencers, which is just dreadful. But as you said, we are now getting the cinema goers' reviews, and they're loving it. And cinemas are selling out now, which is just perfect for it. What are you most excited for people to see in this film, Paco?
The point is that we are talking, I think, too much about the movie and about Superman. We are forgetting the most important thing, that enjoy the character, learn about the character, and enjoy as a kid. No, people is trying to analyze everything, every moment, communicate every moment, and I think it's something that we are doing with every movie, and we have to stop it. We have to let it go and go to the cinema, enjoy the experience, and if you like, go again, repeat, and talk with friends, taking a beer or something. But I want that people only go to the cinema and enjoy the movie. And remember that Superman, remember the experience, remember the feeling about what's that character doing that thing. And of course the inspiration is the only thing I want.
And I think as we said, young people are getting that. I think we're going to get people going to see this film that, of course, are aware of Superman. We're going to see every age group go and enjoy this movie, which is what I like. But so many young people are going to experience Superman for the first time, which is why I think James Gunn wanted his first film to be a Superman story, so he can say, look, this is where it all started, 1938. This is where Superman began. And at the Q&A session last week, James answered a few questions. He answered mine, which I was so happy about. And he said, I know you, and I'm still getting over that.
Yeah.
I still don't get. But he mentioned the fact that how some of the relatives of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, they came to the set and they were aware of the film, and they read the script before they made it, and they came back and said, this is the film that our grandparent would want to see.
Oh,
I was like, wow.
Yes.
That's what you want to hear. And I'm sure that Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster are incredibly proud just to have their creation of Superman still be relevant today in the modern age, but to also still be so well received to new audiences. That, for me, that is the success of this movie, is that Superman is being talked about. He's on T-shirts, he's on hats, the merchandise is everywhere. I was talking to somebody last week how this is similar to the Batmania of 1989, when there was Batman on every bus stop. But now for me, I'm like, well, this is it. This is Superman's everywhere. Again, it's not great for the bank account, but it's good for the future of Superman. The merchandise is everywhere.
Yes. We talked about last time. We can't afford, we can't buy everything.
Dude, since the last time we spoke, I've had so much more things turn up. Now, what I did see in London, I don't know if you got one of these. If you didn't have one of these, I'm sure somebody else would find a very good home for it. Did you see that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have one.
Now, is your one a Spanish one? Or have you got the English one?
Oh, I prefer the English one because it's the original.
So have you got the Spanish one?
No, I have the English. No, we don't have. No, because I have one that Javier Olivares took from London to me.
Wonderful.
As a present, yes.
Oh,
I have a present for you.
Oh, really? Or we're gonna do swapping. One second, Paco. Oh, this is fun. Also, whilst you're there, we have to talk about that chair. The suspense is killing me, Paco. Yes. I hope it lasts.
Okay, let me. Oh, I think I already sent it to you.
Oh, that's fine. Then it's on the way. Then that's it. That's even more exciting.
It's
on its way. It might even be delivered downstairs to my front door. How exciting!
It's a comic book.
Well, don't spoil it for me, Paco.
Yes, but I don't say anything.
Okay, you've teased me just enough. Now, just quickly, I saw you post this new chair online yesterday. This Superman chair.
Yes, this one. Oh. Yes, I love this. It's very comfortable. I love it.
This one's broken, so I think it's time for me to upgrade to a Superman chair, Paco, because that is gorgeous. I love this one. It's got. I like the cushion as well, which is fantastic on the top there. But yes, what I'm looking forward to again about seeing this film is the escapism. For 2 magnificent hours, each time I go and see this film, I'm going to get lost in that story and just enjoy it all. And even though I know what's coming, especially say for the third act, I'm still so excited to see those things. And I was. Even with every Easter egg and cameo that we did get, that we'll talk about in a few moments, I was looking around at the people around me as they were reacting and cheering to Superman winning a battle, or Krypto helping, as we should say. But it was an experience that each cinema trip should be. It's enjoyable and immersive and continues to tell that absolute legacy of Superman. But I'll tell you what we'll do now, because we've talked about the film and what we liked and what we enjoyed.
Okay.
Full-on warning, we're going to talk spoilers now.
Okay.
We're going to talk spoilers because I think it's hard for us to review this film if we can't talk about the spoilers.
Yes.
Now, for those that do have a keen eye and are watching this on YouTube, there's a few spoilers just around me. Up the top, where you've got that one there.
Okay.
That was a fun cameo. Again, if you're watching this and I've spoiled that for you, you've had your chance, so it's your fault. I've got Crypto there behind me. Now, it really wasn't a full-on reveal, but we did get a bit of Mixie when he was talking about the imp from the other dimension, which I loved. What were some of your really big spoilers that you loved about this film, Paco?
Oh, I think not about the clone, because in the moment that Luthor goes to the fortress, immediately you said it's a clone. It's a copy of Superman.
It's the biological code.
Yes,
It's either going to be him or engineered.
Yes.
It wouldn't be engineered because engineered, so it has to be the other person that's with him.
Exactly. So the mystery is over there. No,
Yes.
And I think maybe we expected, but see Supergirl with the costume. Supergirl. A drunken Supergirl.
Yes. So I came out and I was with a few people and they said, "Well, why was she drunk?" And I was like, "Wow."
You understand immediately why Crypto is like that, no?
Because
he's crazy as hair.
Yes.
I love that.
And earlier in the film, when Lois said, "You've got a dog," and he said, "Not really. It's sort of an adoption situation."
Yes.
I was like, "Oh,
yes."
yes." And yeah, there were a few people saying, "Why is she so drunk?" And then Superman explained it, but the fact that they are going with that for the Woman of Tomorrow was like,
the first
I've got them back.
Yes.
The goose pimples are back, Paco.
Yes.
Look, they're all there.
And it's the first pages of the comic. Supergirl drinking in a bar.
I was like, how's that possible? But she's such. And where she went, she called him bitch, and I was like, oh, that is Kara. That is the version of Kara that we get in this book, and it was the first time seeing the suit. First time hearing her. So very different voice from House of Dragon. Very different voice. But the look of the suit and the skirt and the cape. She's on... I tried counting it the second time. She's on screen for about 8 or 9 seconds. It's not long. But that reveal, we knew it was coming because, her name was on the IMDb page for months now, which was a bit of a mistake. But that will get cinema goers more excited for the future. I'm hoping that Superman might get a tiny cameo in that film. I hope. You would hope so. But I'm so looking forward to Tom King's take on that. I mean, we know he's working closely with the film and that Jason Momoa will be in it as an added extra, which is fun. But that story I've read countless times. It's on my list of reading material this week to get more excited for the film. But when you consider the visuals in that book of what we might get on a cinema screen, it's going to be so enjoyable to see that. So how did you feel when you saw Supergirl, Paco?
Do you really want to know?
I do.
A little bit terrified.
Really?
Because the moment she said, I came by to take my dog, I said, no. Yes. Because you know what is happening next. No.
Again, we're in the spoiler territory.
Yes.
If you haven't read Woman of Tomorrow and you're a fan of Crypto.
Yes, I listened to someone in the cinema saying, no, please, no. And I said, oh, he read the comic book.
Read the comic and find out what happens really early on in the comic.
Yes, I laugh a lot with Crypto taking down Supergirl and starting hitting her. Yeah. And she was laughing. I love that moment.
Whereas with Clark, I think he attacks Clark a little bit stronger. He's a bit meaner with Cal because he's probably going for sort of that literal alpha male. He wants to be the big dog in the room. Yeah. But seeing Crypto and Supergirl enact that way, I think every scene when Crypto was on the scene in the film, people were laughing and gasping, and James Gunn, we know what he can do with animals and creatures. Mm-hmm. We did that with Kaiju, did it with Joey. Going back, talking a bit about Metamorpho, how that looked was just, that's when I say straight out of a comic book. It's moments like that. Mm-hmm. Metamorpho is such an interesting character that there's going to be lots of books of this film, about the artwork and the makeup and the prop design and costumes. I really want to learn more about Metamorpho's work that went into that, because I thought that was a fantastic role.
Wow, no, I love Carrigan. Did a great job with the character. It's not only the power, it's his personality. At the same with Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific. You know, that point with the song, with Lois Lane freaking it out there.
Yes.
And about Lois, I want to say something.
Yes, please do.
If you think about the movie, Superman didn't rescue Lois Lane during the movie, in any time, any moment. But Lois Lane is going to rescue Superman.
Paco.
Not like when is the first time. Is the first time Lois Lane
she saved
goes
him
to save Superman.
This
and if you think about, there is no moment that. Because of that, I said there are no things or points like the other movies. We don't have Superman in the space. We don't have Lois Lane rescued by Superman. We don't have other things, new things. That it was perfectly. If you think about,
I do.
Yes.
See, this is why I've got at the minute 10 guests coming on the show to talk about this film. I'm going to be releasing a podcast every other day, because I want to learn more. Something like that. It's finding out somebody else's perspective of a story, learning something else that will make me appreciate the story more, because I'm still taking more things on. But yes, we don't see Superman save Lois. We see Lois and Mr. Terrific and Krypto save Superman from that prison. Yes. They get him out. Oh, this is why I knew this was going to be a good idea to do this podcast. I'm so happy. But that is it. It's the fact that this film, it's giving extra things part of the storyline. It's continuing to entertain.
Yes.
But again,
no, sorry. I understand that the movie is a journey for Lois Lane too, because they are only 3 months. But
3 months in.
She's discovering Superman, not the superhero, the human. She's discovering the way she goes to the Justice League. I think is one of the most important moments of the movie, when she said, when Guy said, "It's Clark Kent," and she said, "Really? He's talking his real name to everyone? No, like he's a child. No, he's
everyone
innocent."
knows.
Yes, and he's a travel for Lois Lane. No, discovering that how is Superman, how is his home, his parents. No, and she realized is not the superhero she thought is a man. No, is the man. And at the end, yes, she said that the man. She discovers that because she wanted to end the relationship with Superman, but then she discovers Clark Kent, and I think is the point of the movie.
That's right. I can't count the amount of times that I started to pretty much tear up in that movie.
Yes.
There are lots of moments, seeing the symbol, seeing the S, hearing people cheer for Superman. But those quiet moments, as you said, when he's in his Smallville home and she sees him weak and damaged and as Clark, that's when she realizes the film's all about choices, which is why I love that Pa Kent quote. Lex chooses all those different battle moves to fight him, and he chooses to be a bad guy. Superman chooses to do the right thing. At the end of the film, Superman chooses which parents he wants to have, and that's why at the end of the film, massive spoiler, when the robots say, "Let's show him the rest of the footage," you think, "Oh, we've got that clip of Jor-El and Lara." No, it's the home footage of Clark. And I was like,
yes.
Oh,
people in that moment, people talk with me about that moment, no, this final moment, and I think there is more of only the image, because we have something more, and you have to realize that in that moment, Superman is relaxing with his parents' photos and videos, but the most important things, with the music he likes the most. Superman is listening his music because he's human, and is listening because it's only 30 years. So the music he likes, and is very human. That is the point. Not only the images with the family, the music for me is very important. That he choose that because he's human. So
again,
it's a very
more choices. So he was sitting back in his chair, he was watching his videos, listening to his music, thinking, I'm doing okay. I've
we,
made
we
again.
don't have, we don't have Superman the space saying hi, bye, no, something like that. No. Relaxing at Fortress.
I was hoping, for that Christopher Reeve when he flies up in space, but that's nice. But in that moment, it's very visual. But Superman's always on his own when he's flying in space. With this film, he's not lonely. He's got friends in Jimmy. He's got friends in the rest of the Justice Gang. He's doing all right. He's got parents that love him, and he's got people around him, and he's got Crypto and robots and Gary. Now, when you watched the film, was it in English or Spanish?
No, Spanish. I want to see in English.
Okay,
yes,
so
it's very difficult in my city.
I bet.
But
sure
I will try. I will try.
Good. So in the film, was the robot called Gary as well, or was he called something else?
Yes. No. The first time we saw the trailers, they changed some things.
Okay.
But to the movie, we had the real names, the real journalist name with the interview with Lois.
Good.
They changed in the trailer here in Spain. The Crockett, it was not the name here in Spain.
Ah, okay.
They changed it, yes. And we saw in the English trailer, and they have now the final movie is with all English words,
Okay.
respecting the English words.
Good, I like that, but I wasn't sure if they would call the robot a different name other than Gary.
No, he said Gary.
I mean, I'm not sure, but is Gary a Spanish name? Do you get many Garys in Spain?
No, we don't have any Gary here. No.
See, what's sort of like quite a common name that you would expect to hear in a film?
No, anyone about Gary? No.
Yeah, no, I like that. So, but they still kept it in there. They still kept it in, which is good.
Yes.
But I mean, some things can get lost in translation. But Gary for a robot for me is such a fun. It's like calling. I want to be called Keith, or I want to be called Trevor. It's a very sort of basic name. That's an interesting name choice. But he does. He calls him Gary, and I love that. I love the fact that robot didn't die. I thought that robot was going to get killed off, much like Kelex in Man of Steel. I thought he was going to get killed off, but he didn't. You've made me, again, this is why the podcast is here. And the podcast will be going on for months after the film isn't in cinemas. It's making me notice more things about the character and notice more things about the film that I hope other people that are listening and watching this aren't firstly upset about the spoilers, because we did give you a fair warning, but are also looking forward to seeing this film again, because when this film comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, I'm so hoping for sort of, more footage and extended stuff
please.
And longs and outtakes.
Yes. Because I think there is one character. I think we have a problem with one character.
And what's that?
I was upset with that, and it's Perry White. We
Not
have
much.
seen more. Yes, we have seen more Christopher Reeve sons than Perry White. It is true.
Yeah.
You have seen. I don't have any problem with Christopher Reeve.
No, don't.
But Perry White only have a moment at the end, and it's not. I think that there are a lot of scenes that they are being cut because I don't like the thing that Perry White is treated in the movie. I didn't see Perry White.
We saw. I mean, he was there for some sort of pivotal scenes, and when he grabs the team and gets them in the paper and gets the story out there, he says, "Don't call me Chief," which was great. He didn't say Great Caesar's ghost. I didn't like that.
Yes.
But as you said, I mean, he's a fantastic actor, and we know that films can't be too. We have to do. Sadly, some things do get cut out of movies for speed or for plot for whatever reason. I would have liked to see more of that. I also, if we're giving this a fair review, we'll talk about the things that we didn't like. I didn't like the fact that there wasn't much Clark Kent. There was a little bit of Clark Kent. We didn't see a lot. There's only pretty much a few scenes where we see Clark. I was speaking with a friend yesterday, and Derek said there wasn't a shirt rip. We didn't get a shirt rip moment.
No.
So
but the thing is that I think that is a good thing because they are not repeating again same cliches of Superman. I think it's important because you want to Superman ripping. Okay, you have this Christopher Reeve movies. You want to Superman saying hello from the space. Okay, you have the Christopher Reeve movies. So I think it's important to move on, and we love Christopher Reeve movies. We love, but we love to have something new, something new things in the movie. So I prefer these things like Crypto or something like that not repeating some, because I think we are stuck in a moment of time, and Superman has to move on, has to continue. We have to have some things. No, is that when you the recommendations about Superman comics is always the same. All Star. No, you have 85 years of Superman comic book stories. So I think we have a lot of more things that do that Superman the thing, but you have something in the movie that we don't have in the other movies. Is 2 moments when you are with action, you are very excited watching, and in a moment you have seen the shield in front of you moving, and you do the, I don't know how to say in English. You don't breathe. You say,
oh yeah, you just hold your
and
breath
continue the story. And I prefer that than the
shirt rip.
sheer. You understand me? That the point I think is a good thing to have something not
different, and that's I
yes,
like that.
I think. Yes.
I'll tell you what. There was so many scenes in this film where Clark was being intentionally funny, or Superman was being funny, having a jokey line, or having a bit more attitude and sass.
Yes.
And again, as you said, we saw rage from Superman in this film.
Yes.
The Lex Luthor made him so upset and enraged that he flipped a table. He threatened him with violence. And he threatened the president with a cactus as well. We're seeing new again, and I like how you mentioned that. We are seeing new sides. So I'm sad that I didn't get a shirt rip, but I did get to see Superman fighting in space and fighting under the ground and fighting in the air. There are so many new things that we are wanting Superman to do. But as you said, if we want to see Superman go and do something else, we've got all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. I did a recommendation video for Superman stories. And of course, All-Star Superman was in there. But as I said, the best Superman story you can pick up is the one that's closest to you. Because there are so many stories out there that you are going to find something in that you like or really want to see again. There have been some fantastic ones over the years and some that aren't great, but have moments of greatness. And in this film, everything was good, yet we saw some things that Superman has never done before. Mm-hmm. So that, again, as you said, that pushes Superman into a new audience and a new generation. So perfectly put, Paco. Perfectly put. So I've taken up enough of your valuable time today. I'm sure when the film continues, we're going to get you back on the show to talk about it some more when we know more. Why do you think people should go and see this film, Paco?
Because you will find a touching movie, magical movie, an inspirational movie. I think is the points that you will not have only entertainment. You will have a movie that explains how it works Superman, and I think is very important, and how Superman inspires to the people. You know, that moment we saw that on the movie. At the end of the movie, the Justice League, and all the movie when saw the Shield start acting like Superman, because something did click in their brains, remembering the things that Superman did, no? And I think it's a good point, and I think it's a good example for the children to see the movie.
It is wonderfully,
even for some adults too.
Yes, I mean, we can all be a bit more like Superman. I think the world would be a much better place if we all acted a bit more like Superman. WWSD. What would Superman do, Paco? That's the all right. So, Paco, thank you for your time today, sir. It's always an absolute pleasure. I've got some things to send to you, so we're having this gift exchange now, which is lovely. Where can people find you online, sir?
You can, well, it's in Spanish, but
go for it.
You can search De Todo Un Paco. It's in Spanish words playing, but I can't explain now.
That's fine.
But you can find me, but Paco Hernández. You put Paco Hernández on Google and you will find me.
I will. Okay? Good. And the world needs to find
I want to say something about before finish.
Okay, please do.
Are you a Whovian? Are you a Whovian?
I like Doctor Who. I'm aware.
Like Doctor Who?
I'm waiting for a Superman and Doctor Who crossover, Paco.
I want you to imagine for a moment something that you said. Maybe choose your favorite doctor, 11, 12, as you want.
Okay.
And that doctor taking Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster today to the cinema to see Superman movie. Imagine that, and I think it will be a very, very, very good thing. Think about they
Don't, because that's going to
both
make me.
go to the cinema to watch Superman and see the children with the capes, children with the shield, doing like this,
Oh, don't.
running the streets, and I think it's a good point to this.
I mean,
we want that moment in Doctor Who.
if we can make that happen, that would be a beautiful, beautiful moment. I mean,
with the moment with Van Gogh.
yes, exactly the same. But they can see. I mean, I know that Jerry and Joe were proud of their work because it was their work, and you know, it got Superman into the world. But for them, a century later, to see their work after all the hardships they had getting that story out into the world, all the issues, all the legal battles, everything that went wrong along the way, to see children chanting Superman, to see fans queuing up in Superman t-shirts to watch their story. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while, Paco. Thank you for that. And this is why this Look Up and Look Up series is going to be such a joy for me to learn more about what Superman means to other people and why this movie means something to each and every one of us. Paco, thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
Right? I can't wait to speak with you soon in the future. Look Up. We'll be back soon for more chats, and thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with the Geek of Steel that I admired from years ago. Thank you.
Thank you, Paco.